like.
Well, no, here's what I'm getting right. So I do think it's the case, not all women, but a lot of women have an overinflated sense of like kind of where they stand in the dating marketplace. And so what ends up happening is if you're too gassed up on your physical appearance or you think you're super attractive, and I'll get into some of the reasons why that is, you're probably curving guys, rejecting guys who are actually on your level and in your league. So, and the guys who will give you loyalty, who will give you commitment, give you monogamy, treat you well, a lot of women are curving them, especially in their 18, 19, 20, all through their 20s. And the reason they're curving them is because you're getting sexual attention from men who are, quite frankly, outside of your league in terms of looks, status, etc. Now, I don't know, some of you guys are in college. I don't know if you'll have like an 18, 19-year-old college girl who can get sexual attention from like a guy who's a little bit older, a little more established. He could be, we've had college girls on the show who, normal college girls, 500 followers, they've got NBA players hitting them up, NFL players hitting them up, professional athletes, musicians, famous, like top tier, like musicians, rappers, all this shit. And you can get sexual attention from them, or it could just be like the really attractive guy at college. A lot of women are all chasing after the top 10% of men. And those men will happily just have casual sex with pretty much most women. But they're not gonna give that woman commitment. But see, there's a differential here, is what you have happening is, getting tongue-tied. A woman will sleep with a guy, and she thinks, well, I was able to sleep with him. He was the X attractive. He was an 8, 9, or 10, whatever. Because I'm able to sleep with him, that must be my league. But your league is not the men you can sleep with. Your league is the men that you can get commitment from, relationship, and marriage. That's your league. Because you can, like men can't really sleep out of their league. Like if I step to a girl who's like a 9, instant rejection, right? Instant rejection. I'm not going to be able to like sleep with a really hot chick. Whereas like you could step to a guy, meet him on a dating app. He could be 1, 2, 3 points. I know some people don't like this numerical rating system. He could be 1, 2, 3 points more attractive than you. He'll sleep with you. He'll have sex with you, but he'll never give you commitment. He's probably got a roster of 5, 10, 15, 20 girls. There's some dudes that are just like have a massive rotation. And so what's happening is a lot of girls are sharing guys, and they're kind of like pushing the guys. This is why a lot of dudes ends up in the friend zone. Actually, a lot of the guys in your friend zone are actually probably like the guys you ought to be with. So what ends up happening at 30, oh shit, couldn't get commitment from all these guys I fucked in my 20s. Okay, I'm gonna finally settle down. And it actually makes for terrible relationships because you think you're settling when actually these guys who you rejected throughout your 20s, actually the guys who are kind of in your league. But because you can get sexual access and attention from a really attractive dude, and it could be really attractive looks-wise, status, money, personality, whatever. Guys can make up for their lack of looks in other ways. Actually, women can too. Like if you're a girl and you have like, for example, if you're just add value to a guy's life, aside from just like looks and sex, that can actually, I would argue it's kind of the same with guys. Like you could, like if you're average looking girl, but you're super sweet, you're not promiscuous, you're loyal, you help him out with things, and you're like have a good personality, pleasant, etc. Because a lot of guys don't want a headache. Like a lot of guys deal with like quarrelsome women. We don't want to deal like that. That's one of the most terrible things. We don't want a girl who like fucks with our peace. Because we are like, I don't know about you, like you're probably like hustling, grinding, whatever. Yeah. Like you don't want a girl to add more stress to your life. Like you're a business owner, right? Like you don't want that added level of stress.
Some guys like toxic women.
Yeah, those guys are like R-slurred. Those guys are fucking, no. Those guys probably don't have anything going for them. The dudes who like fucking the drama and those guys have nothing going for them because like.
Well, I think like some guys they don't want it to be boring. They want, like, I don't know, explain it. Like some women.
Give me boring. I don't want conflict. I don't want drama.
See that you care.
Give me like a mellow girl. Some girls will just pick a fight just because they're bored.
True.
Yeah, and then but like the guys enjoy it because they're like, oh, like there's some passion in it.
No, a lot of boys
No.
A lot of boys don't want that.
There's boys like that.
There really is.
Well,
They're
I'm sure
immature
there
though,
is,
like,
but-
and they probably like don't have other shit going on in their life, so they like the excitement. But a guy who's already out in the world struggling, like, and when I mean struggling, like they're already dealing like with the difficulties of like maybe they're business owners, whatever. They're already like fighting the world out there. They don't want to come home and be fighting with their girl. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, just to bring it back to my point, is so as a guy, if we can sleep with a girl, I don't know if you agree with this. Like, if we can sleep with a girl, there's a pretty good chance we can get her in a relationship. Would you agree with that? Like, if you can sleep with a girl, pretty good chance, like, you can get her in a relationship.
It depends. It depends.
Look, there's some
It
girls who are for the
depends.
streets. There's some girls who are for the streets. But, like, if you can sleep with a girl, okay, comparatively
guys for the
speaking.
streets.
Necessarily, that's a weird one. It's how you're wording it. I don't know. Again, like if you sleep with someone on the first date, you talk more, and then it's game over. You don't know. Do you? So it's a weird one, but I get what you're saying. It's more
Here,
you're
let
more
me.
inclined. You're attached.
I'll
you've
frame
had
it.
sex, I get that.
I'll frame it like this: like, if a guy sleeps with a girl, does he have a better chance of getting her in a relationship
yeah, of course,
than if
yeah.
a girl just sleeps with a guy?
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
no, okay, I agree with that.
So typically there's a differential there, and then the big thing is that because for us men, like, we'll sleep with a girl. I don't know if you agree with this, but we'll sleep. You can, as a guy, you can sleep with a girl, and in terms of just her looks, you would sleep with her, but you would never consider being in a relationship with her just based off her looks. But I would argue for most women, in order for you to sleep with a guy, he needs to be at least physically attractive enough for you to be in a relationship with him. So women will like, and they'll break their rule in the opposite way. So guys will sleep with a girl who's like, we'd never be in a relationship with her just based off her looks. She could be a great girl, but we're like, like looks wise, just not even worth it. Whereas for women, you'll break the rule the opposite way. Like, this guy won't give me commitment, but he's really hot, so I'm gonna sleep with him. Like, I'll give him a pass. Like, oh, normally I wait 3 dates, but like, he's super hot, so this is my chance. I'm gonna fuck him.
And
Is it true? Is it true?
Like,
I think guys are just.
That's
how do
not
we say
ideal.
this?
That's
Like
not
visual
really ideal.
creatures.
That's just
guys
like,
are like very visual creatures, and you know what? I think you're right on the fact that like, I feel like if a girl were to just come up to a dude and be like, "Oh, do you want to have sex with me?" Most likely than not, like the dude would say yeah because they're a dude. And I feel like if it were flipped, I feel like a girl, at least like me, I guess I would want to get to know them. You know, like.
Well, here's the difference, right? Like, if a girl's looking to have casual sex, like a guy,
Okay, if a girl, I can like what if a girl is actively looking for casual sex, then I think it would be like the same thing. Like, I mean, maybe she would find him attractive, but if she's just having casual sex, then she probably doesn't care about the person.
Yeah.
well, I would argue when it comes to casual sex, like a girl is she's going to probably want that guy to be at least good looking enough that she would be in a relationship with that guy. Whereas guys, it's totally the reverse. Like, they'll sleep with a girl who they'd be like, would never be in a relationship with her based on the one sole metric of her physical appearance. They welcome the easy access to sex, but they'll never give her commitment. Some of these guys might even keep these girls around with like friends with benefits, string them along. I'm not even saying this is like just a one-night stand, one-time thing sort of situation. They'll keep them around, but you'll never get commitment. And that's where it's really dangerous. Not dangerous, but like, because then that's when you really think you're in that guy's league. When you're like, oh, is this going to lead somewhere? Da 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 da.
Yeah,
But he's just using you.
I think like at the end of the day, like it just depends on people's morals and where they stand with themselves too. Like if you're just gonna like look for casual sex, then that's good for you. Like, you know, you do you. But at the end of the day, if you're having casual sex, then like.
Right.
It's
When it-
just animalistic at that point, so it doesn't really matter what's what.
When it comes to the whole like out of the league thing, so I would argue that most men can't get anything out of their league. Like, if I step to a girl, I'm like, hey, I'd like to take you out. I'm not getting a first date. I'm not getting, she's probably almost instant rejection.
Yeah.
Not getting a date, not getting a second date, not sex, whatever it may be. But I would argue that women can get sex out of their league. So if a guy tries to shoot a shot outside of his league, he gets an upfront rejection. Whereas if a woman shoots outside of her league, she'll get a back end rejection. So that means she gets rejected after being used for sex. So the guy will sleep with you once, ghost, or string you along, sleep with you a couple times, but he's never going to give you commitment, and that's the back-end rejection. So that's how women can get gassed up. Well, it just didn't work out with this one guy, but he was super attractive.
Oh, and you think like that's what makes them think like, oh, like they can pull like I guess per se that dude and stay with him.
Yeah, well, because like think about it, right? As a girl, if you can like sleep with these really hot dudes, you're might be thinking, oh shit, well, I just haven't found the right guy of that caliber to get a relationship from. So you're gonna like keep on pining towards those hyper attractive guys. It's just gonna, but it's gonna be constantly rejection after rejection after rejection. Whereas like guys don't have the, I don't know if it's privilege, but guys don't have the benefit of getting anything from like, bro, I can't step to a girl who's more attractive than me. And like, it's instant rejection. She's not, oh, well, like it's never crossing her mind, well, I guess I could fuck him a couple times. Like, I don't think girls feel that way, you know? Like if a guy who you're like not that attracted to, who's like an average dude, at least in your eyes. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you date an average guy? Looks
If
wise?
his personality is a 10, then
Let's say he's average
He's
in all
average.
regards. Average personality, average guy?
I wouldn't want an average.
You wouldn't want you don't want an average guy. I actually asked that question to the panel, but like you're not like thinking if an average guy steps to you, oh man, I guess I could fuck him once, just because I'm horny, or I guess I could like keep it casual for like a couple weeks, couple months, and then like have her part of my rotation. Like I think most women don't think that way.
Yeah.
But like you'll have, I'm not saying all men think that way, but there's enough men who have like who think that way where it like becomes a problem in the sexual marketplace. But actually going around the table, just to open it up to the table here, you don't want an average guy. I just want to go around the table. Do you want an average guy?
What's your definition of average?
Yeah, like,
Average looking, average job, average
Can you
personality.
give me like a picture?
A good guy. He's a good guy, but he's average.
Okay, good guy. Yeah.
Good guy, but average.
Like,
Could you like maybe give like a celebrity comparison?
like physical
Yeah, with,
looks.
like,
Do you
looks-wise?
consider
yeah,
yourself?
like who do you consider average?
It's
as a
shit,
dude?
average looking man. I don't know why you girls can't. An average guy that works an average job. That's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, I know. Hey, hang on. I can give you an example. The gentleman at the table, average guy.
Would
Would you say I'm average? I don't know.
wait, me or
Yeah, the gentleman at the table, not you, Brian. The other
no.
gentleman. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Is it Brandon? Was it
Brandon.
Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon. Brandon, average guy.
who's an average looking celebrity?
Who's
I don't even know.
I mean, but he's right
I mean,
there.
Devo.
someone thinks that no matter who they are, they're hot, no matter what. So there's gonna be someone that
That's
thinks
not a dunk. He's an average-looking dude. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't got an
Okay.
average job though, so it's
I think I
hard.
know you're like
Okay.
someone who's like kind of like he's like good looking, but he's not hot. Like there's a standard of like, okay, he's a really pretty boy.
Some
Like he's
attraction.
hot. Like
Like Andrew Garfield.
I don't want no pretty boy. I don't want no boy.
like
that
Vinny
can be cute.
Hacker. He's pretty and his body is hot. Like he's a pretty boy.
that guy?
Who's
Like
I
he's
don't
a,
know who
he's
Vinny Hacker
you don't
is.
know who he
Vinny Hacker, you don't know?
Oh, that TikTok, that
Like-
white boy.
For him, like it's like he's
Yeah, no.
he's a good looking guy.
Okay.
How about Steve Buscemi?
Who?
Oh, the guy from
Yeah, I'm gonna need a picture or something.
from
I don't
Grown
know.
Ups that hangs upside down on the thing in the pool.
Yeah, but he's old.
Yeah, he's an older
They're
guy.
gonna
What do you call
I mean, he
like
wasn't
American
always
boys? Chad,
old.
like your American
Yeah.
Like, hangs upside
General
down.
Chad. I don't know.
Or like Brad Pitt when he was like in his 20s.
You think
like,
Brad Pitt was
Oh.
average?
No, I
Pitt.
never said average. Like I'm just comparing like the hot, like the
I feel like all our
hot,
definitions of average are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's
then
hard.
the average
That's gonna be kind of
Yeah,
hard.
that's
would
why, like, I don't
be.
Here, we'll just have you guys answer the question. Whatever you think average looking is.
walking down the street.
Yeah.
Cindy, would you date an average guy?
Yes, I have.
You have, but would you?
I have, so that means yes.
Not necessarily.
You said, would you date an average looking
Right,
guy?
just because you've done something in the past doesn't mean you're going to continue doing it. So, like, moving forward, like, would you right now?
My preference, no.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah. I feel like yeah.
But you were 10.
But no. Okay, I said.
I thought you got to date a 10,
first of all, I
right?
said that was my confident answer, but
Oh,
if
okay.
I'm being for real, like a 8.
Oh, well, don't let me walk you back.
No,
Don't
I'm
let
just
me
saying.
ruin your confidence.
No, I'm not tripping at all.
Okay, that's
But yeah, I would say yeah.
Would you date an average guy?
I guess.
Would I? I don't think so. Like,
Okay.
if he's right for me, he's right for me. You know, like
Sure.
that's it.
I would, based off personality.
Okay.
I would not.
Would not date an average guy? Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Well, you're married, so. Okay. Not entirely. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I feel like yeah and no.
But I do think it's the case. Like, I'm not saying that you guys, I'm not making a statement about the panel here, but I think a lot of average women don't want average men. I'm not saying you guys are average, but like, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make of,
Yeah.
like, it's important to know where you stand in the dating marketplace, because if you're like angling to get a certain like caliber of guy and he's outside of your league, there's a good chance he's just going to use you for sex and never commit to you.
That's true.
And like, I don't like to see women getting used for sex. Like so
Yeah.
I don't know. So
That's understandable.
I feel like it's also important to really weigh your like prospects on like who you feel like you are as a person. Like you can't really want something from someone that you can't give back. Like I'm so big on like reciprocating, and I know if I know I can't reciprocate what this guy is giving me or like what he wants, I'm not gonna put myself in the situation out of fairness
Yeah.
to him.
That's so true.
I kind of think though, maybe part of this is that I think not all women, but like there's a decent amount of women who would rather have the divided attention of like a really attractive guy than commitment from an average guy or like a guy on your level or whatever. And actually going around the table, like, would you prefer, like, let's say I'm trying to think of like somebody really out, like famous or some shit, super attractive.
Michael B. Jordan.
Right. So okay, for you. Here, I'll go to you. I'll go to you immediately.
overrated.
Like, would you rather be dating Michael B. Jordan, but he's got, let's say you're even the main chick, but he's got side girls? Would you prefer that over dating like some average?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
That's
Only
disrespectful
me.
to yourself.
Yeah, it is.
Well, a lot of people would be.
I know,
that's
people
kinda
like that
crazy.
though.
Say that
like-
shit.
Well,
no,
yeah,
that's
to
you.
each their own. To each their own.
It's just
Right.
a personal preference.
Right.
Personal
I
preference.
think that this is the issue with the modern dating landscape.
I feel like if you
Yeah.
stay,
I feel like it's so
because you only want
normalized
the
with like
money.
the side chicks, side guys, sneaky link stuff that people don't really realize that like the huge depth that being in a relationship actually like puts on people, and they use it as like playing around, like I'm messing with him, messing with that. But you gotta think
Yeah,
about
it's
the
like a
future
game
and like going
almost.
out with that mindset that you're not gonna find happiness, you're not gonna find a stable relationship if you carry that on with like how you're living today.
Yeah.
I don't think that it like finding someone based on their attraction is going to bring you any level of
Yeah. I
like,
think if you're solely,
fulfillment.
yeah. If you're solely just going based off the attractiveness of like how they look, then obviously that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an issue.
I feel like nobody wants to walk around with somebody that's like ugly.
Below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Unless you're really into
I'm gonna read a couple chats.